Hello, my name is Jackie Kirkup. Welcome to Spotlight on Souris. I have with me here Cheryl Tonge, who is the coordinator of the Souris Personal Care Home Courtyard. So you can see by our background here, we're in a lovely place of flowers, and it's just absolutely beautiful and smells wonderful. So Cheryl, tell us a little bit about this quilt that we have here.
Well, this quilt, we're always fundraising here in the courtyard because it's run totally by volunteers. Maintenance does do the grass for us and the odd little job. The rest is all done by volunteers and donated funds. This is not funded by the region.
Okay, good to know.
So, yeah.
And volunteers, man, it must take loads of hours here. And I know how much time you and your husband have spent here, and it's just absolutely gorgeous, along with many others who have.
We have a great group of volunteers.
Yeah.
And I have a sidekick. My cousin Alan Hale has kind of hopped on board and is my sidekick. But anyhow, we're always fundraising.
Yes.
And Alan's sister, Brenda Hale, she's now married to Wayne Swanepoel. So Brenda Swanepoel made and donated this to us. Her mother-in-law, Rose Swanepoel, is a resident here.
Yeah, how
so
beautiful.
We're raffling tickets off on these. So Jackie's just going to show you what she did.
Yeah, so she has put a little patch inside this quilt, and the quilt name is called Rainbow Petals. And the quilt was pieced and quilted by Brenda Swanepoel Nee Hale on June of 2024. Is donated by the Rose Swanepoel family for the Souris Courtyard Fund. Mm-hmm. So Cheryl was just telling me that they have, if the fund's raised, they have they already know what they would like to purchase, and I think they're kind of settling in behind us here these year.
So just to backtrack a bit, this vision was not mine. It was Sharon Edmonds. She was the charge nurse at the personal care home in the 90s, and it was going to be the year of the senior.
Okay.
So she had this vision when they were putting the addition on, and she fundraised for grants, and she hired a landscape artist to design it.
Nice.
And I don't think there's anything left here that we started with, but we have done, it's just been an evolving thing, but Sharon should get lots of credit for this.
Absolutely.
She has stepped back now, and I've taken over as a volunteer coordinator. Mm-hmm. But Sharon and I drove to Winnipeg in 2002, I believe it was, and we purchased the buck and the doe here and the fawn. And the buck has now had its second accident. The antlers don't stay on very well. So we've just put an order in for a new buck and a new fawn. So so we're going to have to pay for that when it comes.
Yes, that's right.
So we're hoping to sell enough tickets on the quilt to be able to pay for that.
Wonderful. So where can people get the tickets to buy?
Right. So some of the volunteer gardeners have it. Okay. I have them, of course. And but they're at LT's Corner Store, Pharmasave, and Plaza Petals.
Wonderful.
And actually, after today, I'm going to display the quilt at Plaza Petals.
Okay, so
it'll
people
be there.
can hop
People
in and
see it.
go and have a look. Very nice.
So we're going to do that. And
how much are the tickets, Cheryl?
So the tickets are $5 each, or 3 for $10.
Awesome. And is there a draw date for the quilt?
Actually, we're going to do it on after the garage sales at Scarecrow Days, so the
excellent.
28th of September.
Yes, so people still have lots of time to get themselves a ticket.
Yeah, we just thought we'd take the whole summer and do that. So yeah, Brenda just brought this out a couple weeks ago.
Oh wow, it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
It's very pretty. So the courtyard here is accessible to the residents of the personal care home, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
So it's not open to the public. We all participated in the garden tours and opened it to the public.
Right.
If you're visiting someone in the care home, you're more than welcome to bring them out. Please bring them out. It's so peaceful and calming out here.
I already know. I feel it. I'd like to hang out here for a little while.
Yeah. So we have, we have a group of volunteers, and I just say, okay, we need to weed this time, and they just come or not come. And each work party is only an hour and a half.
Wow.
So we're always welcoming any new gardeners.
Okay.
Anybody wants to join, please get a hold of me. Happy to take on more gardeners.
Okay.
Many
Excellent.
hands make light work.
Isn't that the truth? And you know what? I don't know if it's good to be a gardener, but even if you just like to pull weeds or just any helping hand.
I can't tell you how much I have learned by doing this, because you bring in different gardeners and everybody has a different perspective or some ideas. I have learned so much being up here, and we're always trying something new. Grasses is something I've never dealt with, but it seems to be the thing, so we've brought in grasses.
Nice.
We try to do a good mix of perennials and annuals.
Yes, yeah. I was just noticing to my left here, this garden, and it's done nicely in oranges and yellows. And you had made a comment to me that there was a certain person that liked to work on this
Glenda
area.
McConnell is another one of my right-hand man, and this is we call it Glenda's area, and we try to do yellows and oranges in here. And usually, Ellen and I purchase all the flowers in the spring, and I just hand them over to Glenda, and in it goes. And it just turns out. So we've tried to keep this area yellow and orange, and everything else is evolving.
No, it's absolutely stunning out here.
Yeah.
I think we'll take some time here, Cheryl, and we will go around with our camera and maybe just focus in on some of the flowers. I noticed that you have some tags at the flowers, so to help identify what some of them are.
The residents made those.
Oh, did they
So
really?
early spring, they did the beading to make the tags, and then I just gave the activity director, Carla, some names. They didn't have enough made to identify all the plants, so I just gave her some names, and they're really enjoying it, so they're going to make some more, and we'll have more of them.
Oh, how wonderful. Yeah, this just is beautiful. I've had 3 grandmas stay in the personal care home, and I just know how important it was for them to get out and get some fresh air. And
I used to bring my grandma out and park her in the shade in her chair, and I would weed and we would talk. She was a gardener.
Yeah.
So,
oh, how lovely.
This place is wonderful.
Yeah, a very special place.
Yeah, it is.
Well, thank you, Cheryl, for allowing us to come to the courtyard here today.
Thank you for letting us do this.
Well, absolutely. And yes, if anybody's wanting to get a ticket, you can go to PharmaSave, LT's Corner Store, or Plaza Petals, or you can find Cheryl or one of the gardeners.
Yeah, there's a few of them out there.
And the quilt is going to be displayed at Plaza Petals here shortly. Tickets are one for $5 or 3 for $10. So yeah, they're fundraising to replace some deer here in the courtyard, and it would be really wonderful for them to get those funds raised. So again, thank you, Cheryl.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we're just going to take a look here at the orange and yellow garden here that we just finished talking about, that we refer to as Glenda's garden. So Sean, if you could just maybe focus in on the brown-eyed Susan here at the back for people to enjoy. And I see some hostas in here, some marigolds. And there's a beautiful Rebecca here. There's some hostas, some grasses. I see some bees, which is always a good thing. Just a very lovely, lovely garden. So we'll move along here a little bit. We have some white and pink impatiens here along the border of the garden, which are very beautiful. And this larger bush here is a miniature lilac, and we've missed the blooms already for this year, but it's a lovely purple when it blooms, so it's nice as well. And then we have some hostas here. They are beautiful and very large. Lovely. And then just back in the corner here are some ferns, and I think they probably like being in that nice shady, cooler spot. And we wouldn't be a Souris garden if we didn't have a peacock in our mix, but good thing this one is an ornament and he's not having any lunch or supper here. But towards the back here you see spirea. And then we have a Jack Frost here, which is doing very well. Some more coleus. There's some begonias here in this large pot. So very lovely. Some more impatiens here along the border. And we'll just maybe come out a little bit here and just go down, just pan in on the rest of the garden here. There's some benches out here for the residents and a nice sheltered gazebo for them to sit in if it's too warm. Looks like earlier there may have been some lady slippers here. Lovely hanging basket, some mini petunias, some lilies to the far back. Starting to see lots of bees buzzing around in here. Could maybe focus in up here on this hostel, maybe just pull the tag. And I'm not no expert by any means, but this particular one is called Dancing Queen, and it's a perennial. So there's a mix of perennials and annuals here in the garden. So yes, very lovely. Just having a look at the sheltered gazebo here. There's lots of lovely chairs and some art here for the residents to see. Some dragonflies and wind chimes, just a lovely area for them to sit and enjoy. Have a nice old-fashioned truck here, which is really cute with some flowers in there. And another grass that they've been trying this year is the purple fountain in this particular basket. And these little pink flowers apparently open up for the sun, and then when the sun is going down, they close up. So really kind of a fun little flower to watch. And then we have some zinnias here, these taller ones to the back. And then these are also zinnias. They're called perfusion zinnias, and that was a new thing for them to try this year, and they're quite pretty. And again, there's a peony here and some lilies. We have a beautiful fountain here too with some succulents inside, some rose bushes. We have a clematis that's doing very, very well on the trellis at the back. I call these taller ones, these pink ones, coneflowers, but someone might have to correct me if I'm wrong. And here at the back, this purple is called Veronica. So just, yeah, some lovely more zinnia fusions just along the border here. Nice colors, the pinks. I have a couple of spireas right here. Some more impatiens along the border. Vincas. Are these?
Ice plant.
Ice plant. This is called ice plant. I really quite like that with the purple flowers.
And these are vinca.
Okay. And this purple bush at the back is called a 9-bark. And I was corrected along the way, which is entirely fine, but these are called vinca. And then we have a showstopper here at the very end, and I'll let Cheryl tell you about what this particular plant is here.
So this is a Mandevilla vine, and we buy it at Sadler's every year. And I actually saw this idea. This was not my idea. I saw it at another garden. I was touring. So after a year or two, I was able to find a bird cage that fit the bill, and we've been using it ever since. And it is a showstopper. It's beautiful, and the residents love it.
Yeah,
so
and the Mandevilla flower is just such a nice smelling scent. It's quite lovely.
It is beautiful, and it keeps blooming. It loses its blooms, but it keeps blooming. So yeah,
and this is just one plant here.
Yes,
and
that's one
just
plant.
had it since early spring, and it's grown a lot.
We've tried wintering them, but not with great success.
Right. Yeah. No, it is lovely. Well, again, Cheryl, this is just a masterpiece back here. It makes me very happy to have volunteers like you doing such a beautiful job, and I'm sure the residents and the people of Souris really appreciate it.
That is the reward, watching the residents enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much. Hello, my name is Jackie Kirkup. Welcome to Spotlight on Souris. We're here at the home of Jeannie and Sudsy Sutton. They have a beautiful, beautiful black backyard here, a smaller space. I was just having a conversation with Jeannie, and she was certainly looking to have a backyard that was very low maintenance and deer friendly. So she was mentioning that most of the plants here that she has planted, the deer are not very good fans of. So we were just also talking about the stonework here on the I want to call it the floor, but it's not the ground here of the yard. And she was mentioning it as all slate that was brought in by a local construction company here that we have in Souris. And what she has planted here is some different varieties of creeping thyme. You can certainly walk on this. She was also saying that she does have to trim this, but again, she was looking for a low maintenance option here in her yard, something different than grass. And you know what? It smells amazing. So beautiful yard here. So we'll just take a little look around. She's got some strawberry plants here. Again, the theme of the peacock keeps showing up in the gardens here. It wouldn't be Souris without a peacock. And she's got another nice, lovely statue here of a herring. So we'll just maybe move along here, and she's got some other plants over here. Again, the peacock theme is following us along. Some of the flowers she was mentioning are already have blossomed and are kind of done for the season, but we thought we'd get a good look here at her garden. She has spent many hours here looking after it and watering it. Looks like she's going to have some tomatoes here pretty soon. Just a nice lovely sanctuary back here. You can read a book and take in the smells and relax. It's got some nice lovely purple flowers here. Very lovely. Looks like a variety of annuals and perennials here. So again, when looking for a lower maintenance garden area, perennials are certainly helpful in that regard. So just a nice seating area here. Looks like she's got some peppers growing up in the back, a few little pansies. Some beautiful artwork in her fence here. Hummingbirds. So Jeannie and Sudsy did have their home opened up during the garden tours, so it was a place that you could come and have a look. The garden tours have been very well received, and I'm certain that they'll probably be something that Souris continues to have and the gardens continue to grow, and people decide to open up their homes for people to come and have a look. I'll just give you this. Well, here, whatever you want.
Just the camera. Be careful on those rocks. They're kind of.
So we just looked at the side yard of Jeannie and Sudsy's here, and they've lived here for 4 years, and this is what their side yard looked like before Jeannie got in here and started working her magic with her planting. So just amazing what she has accomplished. And then also I will show you too, we were talking about the slate in the backyard, and this is what the slate looked like prior to all the creeping thyme. So yeah, it is filled in quite nicely. Hello, my name is Jackie Kirkup. Welcome to Spotlight on Souris. We're at the home of Brenda Kingdom, pardon me, I'm sorry. King Dun.
Yes.
Goodness gracious, I'm a mouthful tonight. I can't even talk. But we are here in this most beautiful, glorious backyard here of Brenda's, and you can see behind me the ferns and the cosmos coming and all kinds of beautiful things here. But I'm going to let Brenda talk and tell us a little bit about her backyard and what she arrived to 3 years ago.
Well, little over 3 years ago, we moved to Souris, and this place, you wouldn't have, most people would say, I'm not going to tackle this. Fallen trees, tall grass, beer cans, butts everywhere, garbage on the deck. It was not a good sight. So it took me 2 years to clean it up, build a garden, and trim trees, what was left, and plant.
It's a
And that's where my
sanctuary.
heart is.
Yeah, it's a sanctuary back here. You were commenting about the bees, and you've got
Yes.
some chipmunks, and you've got
Yes.
lots of songbirds, I understand.
Yes.
Very
yes,
lovely.
All kinds of different birds come here because of the different places they can go and get their seeds.
Right. Do you attract hummingbirds anywhere
Yes,
here?
they do. They like the flowers, especially out there.
Okay.
And of course, we drank this. This was from
Oh,
2
yes.
days ago.
Oh, goodness, yes, of course. They're one of my favorites. If you
I'm
can ever
mine too.
catch a glimpse of them.
And we
And they're,
get lots of butterflies,
oh, yes,
back here.
yes, lovely.
so it's nice. And of course, the birds help build the sunflowers.
Oh, for sure. Brenda was telling me that she is retired, and she was never a gardener prior to
No.
that, and so pretty beautiful back here. You definitely can see this is your passion and your retirement project.
It
It's
is,
lovely.
It is. I'm bored in the winter.
Brenda was also on the garden tours for the first time this year. She was joking with us that a friend put her on the map. So, and a good job that friend did, because it's quite beautiful back here.
But I will get it.
You'll get her. You'll get her back. And I think probably you'll be on the map again next year.
Oh, I don't know.
She was also saying she had about 47 people come and tour her home on the day of the garden tours. So that's nice to see that people are coming out
Yeah.
and appreciating your hard work.
Mhm.
It's very
Word
nice.
of mouth, some have come outside the tour, just asking, can
Yeah.
oh, we've heard it's nice.
Aw.
Can we come? So
How
of course-
lovely. Yes.
Of course, they're welcome.
You have some benches here in the back. Maybe Sean, I'll have you turn and have a look at these benches here and get a little closer, and then maybe you can tell us about these benches.
Oh, my father built them about 40 years ago, and after they died, nobody sort of looked at them and went, I'm going to take them. So, and I don't have the heart to throw them out, but they are starting to rot, so don't sit in them. It's a reminder of a job well done.
Yes, beautiful. They are lovely. Nice memory of your father. I'm sure he'd
Yes,
be
he
appreciative
made
in the
that.
garden.
He made all the birdhouses.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's lovely. Is there any special plants here that you can point out to us? You're just commenting you have these cosmos that are just starting to
Yes.
bloom.
But my first plant that I got from my brother a few seeds, and I did it, planted them, and I planted the seeds, and then sort of scattered them, and lo and behold, they're popping up everywhere.
Yes. Well, isn't that they're a nice addition? I like the.
Just started to do the end of August.
Lovely. And I see some petunias here in in some of
Yes.
the baskets at the back.
Yes, daylilies.
And a mix here of perennials and annuals as well.
Mhm.
And I see some marigolds and some zinnia over here in this garden and some sunflower. And you have some tomato plants maybe back in the back? Yes, and I do see some tomatoes on there, so
Yeah.
it won't be long before you're getting to enjoy those.
So a lot of the plants are coming up because I throw the seeds back into the garden.
Oh, okay.
So you see that there's ones popping up various places.
Oh, yes, yes.
And some
And had you planted the sunflowers? Or
No.
So
No.
they've just come here
I don't
maybe
have the
by a
heart.
bird or
My husband said pull them up. No.
oh, they're
Let them
lovely
be.
to look at.
Let
Yes.
them
Yep.
be. They're pretty.
They are pretty.
And they're luck as well.
Oh, I did not know that about sunflowers, that they are luck. Very nice. So do you hand water in your back here? Or do
I
you...
do.
Okay.
I do. I do give them every 2 weeks. I give them some extra food. The blue.
Yeah, a little bit of extra fertilizer, or a little bit extra
But other than that,
help.
it's just water.
Yeah, lovely. And how often do you find, like, do you do a lot of weeding?
I do. You probably see some, but they're
Oh,
good.
goodness.
They
I
have-
wouldn't be no judge.
But yes, there are some weeds, but you just pluck them when you see them.
Yes. And do you find you just come and just like to maybe sit out
I
here
do.
and enjoy?
I do. Up there in the mornings, in the afternoon, right here.
Nice. Do you like to sit out here and just read
Read.
a book?
Read or
Yes.
do solitaire.
Oh, that's good too. Oh, just a beautiful, beautiful backyard.
Thank you.
Brenda, if people thought they might like to come have a look, would you be okay with them having a knock on your door and
not
letting
at
them
all.
in?
As
Okay.
I said, many have come outside the tour hours,
Right.
So.
And it is fenced back here, so no
Yes.
deer
No deer.
and no peacocks.
Well, the peacocks do.
Oh.
There used to be back.
Okay.
So I have conversations and threaten them. and
Yes,
You can be back here, but you touch the flowers and you're out.
you're gone. Yeah,
So they
that's
sit up on the roof. And
of course, and have a little conversation
callings.
back with you. Yes. Well, again, this
And
is
the
a
turkeys
beautiful.
come back.
Oh, I was going to ask about them, but
But yeah. It's fun.
well, you've done a lovely, lovely job,
Oh, thank
and it is very peaceful back here.
you. It is.
Yes. Yeah.
It is.
Well, thank you again for allowing
Oh,
us to
well, thank
come
you for
and
coming.
showcase your yard. It's quite lovely, and I think I'll be sure to come here next year on the garden tour and see most of the things that are in bloom. So again, thank you. So this has been Spotlight on Souris. My
Did you
name is
wanna-
Jackie Kirkup. So Brenda was just mentioning this petunia here in the corner is 2 plants that she's planted into a container there, and it is certainly enjoying that spot.
Loves it there. It's
Yeah.
so protected. and-
Yeah, it is blooming just
Loves it.
amazingly. There's a beautiful hydrangea here she has on her table. And she has a beautiful Virginia creeper here along the bottom here of her deck, and she was just mentioning it grows quite well and often has to
Yes.
cut it back.
Well, I've taken to potting them, putting the strands in that I have along the way.
Oh, okay.
Because other people want it. So you have
Yes.
to get them rooted in sand and then cut
Okay.
them off from the plant.
Okay, okay. I did not know that about that. Yeah, lovely fern. Yeah, just a beautiful oasis. Quite lovely.
It is. It's very relaxing. As I said, it's my little domain.
Yes. Hello and welcome to Spotlight on Souris. My name is Jackie Kirkup. I'm here with Mano and we're here at the Souris Community Gardens. We've been down here for the grand opening and
Yes.
my goodness, has things changed down here. So just a beautiful space. It's just, yeah, so peaceful right now.
The space has really taken shape and the gardens have just exploded over the last 2 weeks. We had that heavy rain in the spring and then the heat really came on in just the last few weeks of July. And like I posted a picture on Facebook of just the 20 days of progress, and it's like the corn was like here and then like 20 days later it's above our
Wow.
heads. It's just a jungle.
Beautiful.
Shout
Beautiful
out
and
to
full.
shout out to Diana Fraser and Dean Sherritt and for getting us the manure, because wow, our plants are loving the nutrients
Absolutely.
from that.
Yes, and I see you have a fence all the way around to the garden to try to beat the deer. How is that going?
The epic battle against the deer continues. They are so voracious here. The deer netting you guys see is 7 feet tall, and we did have a break-in even with the 7 foot tall fence. It does need to be 8 feet So one of our senior gardeners told us that one of the things we could do is put this twine, you can see there's green twine about 4 feet away, and that prevents them from getting a running start.
Ah, that makes sense.
So we haven't had a break-in since, touch wood. We're still pushing for that funding for an 8-foot fence surrounding the whole property.
Right.
And I think this, I think the success of this project really is contingent on that. But I think for a first year, I think we're doing really well, and it's working. We're working it.
Yes. Oh, you're doing a fabulous, fabulous job. Like, you are the talk of the community, and this
Thank
whole
you.
project
I'm so
is
happy to see people excited
and
about
people
it.
are very happy and grateful that they can come and plant a garden and also come and have a harvest here, even if they don't have a garden that they're looking after. So do you want to just tell us about what the community garden is for people to be able to come and pick for free some produce out of the garden?
Absolutely. So when we first sat down as a group and we started talking about our goals and what was really important to us and our values as an organization, we wanted to make 50% of whatever space or whatever we had to go for community benefit or be available for community benefit beyond our membership. And that could look like a pollinator garden, that could look like a bench, that could look like a bunch of different things. But of course, we wanted to have a bunch of free produce. So when you come down to the gardens and you come visit us, absolutely everyone is welcome. There's no locks on the gates, so day or night, whatever time you want to come down and see, you're more than welcome. You'll see that we have these beautiful mulch paths. I've never had a garden this nice.
Yes, lovely.
But so it's split into paths in a big cross. So there's a big main path that goes north to south, and there's a path that goes east to west. And so everything east of the main path that's covered by strings and stakes, these are all member plots. And those are ones that our families are maintaining. They've paid their membership dues. And those we don't want people to harvest from. You may look, but please do not go into the gardens. Please don't touch their plants. People have worked so hard on making these beautiful gardens. Now, everything west of the path.
Here we are. This is where
These
I want to come.
Two 20 by 30 foot plots that are completely free for harvest. So these were planted by volunteers, they're maintained by volunteers, and by random people that come and harvest. Some people just really didn't want the responsibility of a garden that they would have to maintain every week. So they came and planted a little section, and they know that people will harvest from it.
Right.
But they also come and they tend to it and they harvest from it as well.
Very nice.
So I'm so glad that you guys were able to come down and really see, because I wanted to show you guys how to use this space.
Okay.
So every Thursday night from 6:30 to 8, we have a bit of a work party with our volunteers and a harvest party. So like I said, you can come down anytime you want, but if you're not really sure or you want a buddy gardener with you, like myself, you can come down any Thursday evening, and one of us will be here, one of our senior gardeners, to help show you how.
Oh, fabulous.
So right now, we have all of these beautiful herbs that are ready to go. There's all this parsley at the front. This is wide leaf parsley. There's oregano over there. This is beautiful basil. Smell that. We made pesto for our pasta tonight.
Oh my goodness.
It's incredible.
Excellent.
So we have peas that are ready to go. We encourage people to come in. We always remind people to be careful to wash your produce because we're watering from the creek.
Right.
I'm not going to. I'm going to eat this, but you definitely should. We've got some potatoes. They're probably not super ready yet, but if you look down this line, you can see there are peas hanging there. There are so many
yes.
peas.
And
So-
they're ripe for the picking now. You don't want to leave them too much longer.
Yeah, please come harvest. Every week we are leaving free produce out at the hotel.
Yes, I did
So-
notice that. That was a nice post on Facebook there, maybe last week. It
Yeah.
was, that there was quite a plentiful harvest there of free produce.
And it's
for
gonna
people.
get more. There's gonna be more. This is producing an absolutely insane amount of food, and we're also making regular contributions to the Harvest Food Bank. We've been working with the lovely volunteers there. They've been so enthusiastic and flexible about supporting us and about receiving donations from us. So our volunteers come and do a harvest and bring to them as well.
Oh, very nice.
So chard is ready to go. We've got some beautiful chard here. You'll notice it does have a few bug bites. We are all organic this year. So part of organic is understanding that if it's good enough for the critters, it's good enough for us, and it's very tasty, and it's not just humans that want to bite. Some of the beets are ready. The cilantro's gone to seed, but there is still tons of delicious cilantro to take. I hate cilantro, so please come take it. I planted it for my wife. She loves cilantro. there is still lettuce, and I want to say absolutely awesome job on everyone who came and harvested the lettuce. So everyone did exactly what I showed them in the video and twisted off at the base. And you can see this was all harvested, and then it all grew back because people harvested it correctly.
That's
so
excellent.
People are already using the space exactly the way I would have dreamed and hoped.
Yeah, that's
So-
amazing. Now, are these cauliflower that are
They
on the way here, or
these are cabbage. So
oh, pardon me.
we
Yes.
tried to do some succession planting. So later in the season, lettuce isn't really good anymore, right? It gets kind of bitter. So when the lettuce comes out, then the cabbage will get bigger.
Excellent.
And then this space won't be, wasted and stuff. There's way more basil back there that's ready for
Okay.
harvest.
See some thyme, I think, if I'm not mistaken, at the
There's
start
rosemary,
of the winter.
tarragon. I think the thyme is over on the other side.
Okay.
But there's so much.
Carrots, beets.
Yeah, the carrots are still really small and the beets are still baby beets. But if you have a look and you see one that's big enough, please feel free to take it.
Excellent. And so when people are pulling the beets, say for example,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't want the tops, are you encouraging them to just leave them in the garden, or do you have a spot for all that stuff to go, or do you just want them to take the whole thing and
I want you
discard
to
at
take.
home?
I want you to take the whole thing. If you can find someone who wants those, because I know like lots of people have actually said they want to do beet buns, they want to
Yes.
do rolls, they want to do stuff with the tops. So part of like my personal dream for this garden is that it'll create those connections and like trades. So I would encourage people to use their beet greens. They're so rich in iron, particularly if you're someone like me who has a cycle every month and could use a little extra iron. They're a fantastic resource.
Excellent.
But if you don't want them, but take the whole thing. Yeah, we don't
Okay.
want the.
Nope, just thought I'd ask that particular question here. So, this archway is something else.
So these are the cutoffs from our raised beds that
Oh.
I brought my nail gun down here and made these arches for the pole beans.
Okay.
So these are our three sisters. So in Indigenous teachings, the corn, squash, and beans grow together and they support each other with their nutrients and their structure. So this is kind of like my colonizer take on it because I want people to be able to feel the embrace of them. So all the way down, we have like 6 different heritage varieties of squash. And this is what I mean when I say there's going to be an insane amount of food. Like there are going to be hundreds of pounds of food. I know a lot of people have been worried that they're taking too much when they come and take like 2 baby carrots and a bit of basil. Like take what you can use, absolutely don't be wasteful, but like don't be worried there isn't enough because you saw the peas. There's lots.
Yeah, this is incredible.
So there's going to be peppers. These are coming up. They were attacked in the deer break-in, so they're a little bit behind. Here's an example of someone who came in and just wanted their little bit. So this was someone who just didn't want a full garden, but just wanted a little bit of carrots and peas and didn't mind if people shared. So they did that.
Great.
This is going to be salsa lane. This has onions and peppers and tomatoes. And then this, pickle land over here. I want to see if there's any cucumbers. I think they're well started now.
Lots of flowers I see. Oh,
So
that
we've
looks
got,
like a nice
so there
size.
are tons. From where I'm standing, I can see a dozen without even moving the leaves.
Wow.
So
Beautiful.
cucumbers are in season. Dill is right there. Please help
Smells
yourself.
delicious. I love
Make
it.
some fridge pickles. Make some pickles. And it's
Yeah,
going
and I
to be
see
wonderful.
lots of little tiny tomatoes coming along, and
Yeah.
they're still flowering, and man, they just get that full sun here. They must just love it.
Oh, and then there's some sage here.
This is impressive. Wow.
Thank you.
This is,
We've
is
been-
happy. It makes me. You're so extremely happy, but it just
I'm-
is a happy place to be, and
I'm always so happy
yeah,
coming here.
it just it feels good. Feels good here.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I've been so grateful for our members. They've all had such a good attitude. They all handled that deer break-in so well.
Oh.
I was amazed one gardener said, "Wow, I'm grateful it happened now when everything has a chance to grow back and not later in the season." I was like, that's amazing to be optimistic when your beans got mown down.
Isn't that the truth? Yes.
Oh, I want to show you guys my personal plot.
Okay,
So
let's
one
check
of
out
the
your garden.
sizes we offered 2 sizes. We offered 5 by 20s and 10 by 20s. So my mom and I got a 10 by 20 plot. This one is full of the most beautiful flowers. It's my favorite one in the garden.
Lovely.
So this is my plot right here, and I just wanted to show you guys like how much food. So we only asked our members for $25 for the whole season. So my family paid $25 and this is our plot. And I harvested all of the peas and stuff, but I'll just show you. So in 2 grabs, so our beans are producing like crazy. And I can just pull fistfuls of free organic produce out of here every day. And all I have to do is come water.
That's
and
amazing.
my mom helps me weed, and other gardeners help look out for us and make sure that the deer aren't in here. And yeah, we have a really good time with it.
Excellent. I'm just noticing this birdhouse here, and it's got deer on it, and maybe some weapons.
We got my mom this. I don't remember if it was for her birthday last year or Mother's Day. So she put that up as a warning to the deer after the break-in. And it was kind of a joke. And then a wren came and built a nest in it. And there was actually a bird living there.
Ah, how great,
now,
hey?
which is so
right?
cute.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh yes, you have just an abundance here.
Yeah, and like I said, that's just the 10 by, oh, be careful of those green you're stepping on there. Those are all, I know they look like weeds, but they're a type of spinach.
I had no idea. I was actually wondering what that was over there, and I thought to
that's
myself,
one of the coolest parts
okay,
is
well,
that you
let's
meet
go
other
over there.
gardeners and you see what they're growing, and you see their different styles and stuff.
so this is a type of spinach.
Yes,
That is
this
growing
a type of
here.
spinach. It's not commonly found in Canada.
Okay.
So our
Interesting.
member here really wanted to grow it, and they said they can't find it in any grocery store. And so this is actually their second batch. So they grew a batch
really?
that grew about like almost knee high.
Okay.
And then they cut it all right before the garden tours, so in July, and it's already regrown this much. So they'll regrow it to a thicket and then do a second harvest.
Isn't that something?
Yeah,
Oh, I
so-
bet it's delicious.
It is. They gave me some, and it's
nice.
awesome.
I think I need to come make some friends down here.
So this is all our garlic. It's almost time to harvest that. We heard there was going to be a pumpkin growing competition for Scarecrow Days.
Yes, you are right.
This is our winning pumpkin here growing, starting up.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Got
We're
a good
gonna
start.
So once the garlic is harvested, that's some of the more succession planting. Once the garlic goes, the pumpkin patch can take over.
Excellent. And
So-
did all the plots get bought for this year or rented for this year, I guess?
They did. We had a few last minute backouts.
Yes.
But we were able to fill them all in pretty short order.
Oh, that's awesome. That's wonderful.
And everyone has been maintaining them really, really well. I have to say, I'm so impressed with the members. We didn't have anyone who, had a dud. Like you can see, all of these have produce in them.
Oh goodness, yes.
There are varying success rates based on experience level and availability. Some people are very busy, but yeah, it's been wonderful.
I seen you had post on Facebook just about watering. Maybe
Yes.
this is a good time to remind the members about doing some watering,
Yeah,
especially in this
so
hot heat.
we got so lucky early in the year with those big dumps of water, and we obviously no longer have that, and we're having this like prolonged heat with no rain. And these boxes are wonderful and convenient, but they do dry out a little bit faster because they're not in the ground and they don't have that like deep root system and better moisture stabilization. So these beds dry out the fastest, and then these beds, and then the in-ground ones.
Right.
So these raised beds might need to be watered daily at this
Okay.
point. If the heat keeps up, it's a hot wind, and it just dries out the soil so quickly. When we were setting them up, we really took precautions to try and prevent that. We put a landscaping fabric in the bottom, we put rotting logs, we put compost, we tried to like give that organic material because it acts as a sponge.
Right.
But there's only so much you can do. It doesn't have the coolness of the earth from beneath it.
Right.
So everything underneath, it gets
Yeah.
that sun baked
Yes.
underneath, and it
Yeah.
just kind of dries out.
Yeah, and it's not cooling off really in the evenings. It's still
No,
quite
it is not.
warm, and it's been humid, and
Yeah.
so lots of factors here with drying out the soil.
Yes. Oh, one more thing I really wanted to share with you guys. I realize that I live and breathe gardens, so sometimes I forget to really like tell the community about these things. We have garden space specifically for little ones. We're calling it Sprout Corner, and it's our startup beds from last year.
Okay, so yeah, we'll
Oh.
take a look at those.
It'll involve some ducking, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
The
okay.
deer
We need to get out
precautions.
of the deer.
So So I don't know if you also saw on Facebook, the daycare has been coming.
Yeah, sometimes I get glimpses of things. It
And
depends.
It's been wonderful. But it isn't just for daycare kids, it's for all kids. We want to make gardening accessible for everyone.
Get under there.
So last year, these were the only gardens we had. I see a little red light.
Oh, you do? Okay, perfect. Well, you just keep going.
Last year, these were the only gardens we had, and it was just like a group of 10 of us that kind of pitched in together and shared the vegetables. It wasn't, one member per box or anything.
Right.
It was just really to get excited about gardening. And Pembina Valley Co-op donated $500 in kind and materials for us to start this project. And the wood is made from Dean Sherritt's wood pile. There's some old bleachers that I took the nails out of and sanded down. And now it's our sprout space.
Awesome.
So we have,
Come on into this garden.
so we tried to plant things that we thought would be fun for little ones. Just trying to see here. Haha! So we planted a variety of rainbow carrots. So there are all these fun different shades of orange, yellow, and red. There are about 1 million peas, and they're all edible pod.
Oh, lovely.
Again,
yeah,
you should wash
this
them.
is hanging of pea pods.
My son comes and ravages, but he can't reach the top one. So if you have taller kids,
Yes, you need them. That's for sure. Go ahead, Shauna.
look at these cucumbers. We have tons and tons of cucumbers here.
Oh my goodness, yes.
There's so many, and there's going to be a lot more. We have peppers coming. My mom was talking to the daycare group, and she says she wants to do a pizza party. So they are helping maintain the tomatoes and the peppers and the onions. They actually planted these onions when they were very, very small. And so they've been watching them grow and been so excited. And then we're going to make a pizza with these ingredients.
Oh, how fun.
And then for dessert, you got to see this. They're so excited. Look at this.
Oh.
Our watermelon is coming along.
Oh, yum.
So there's a few watermelon, that's the biggest one. There are some beautiful strawberries. I think my friends that came here before cleaned out the strawberries, but there were some beautiful red ones before. And then there's a mix of cherry tomatoes and regular tomatoes, and then some garlic that some friends' kids helped us plant last year.
Lovely. I just was noticing some of the canna lilies, sort of amongst the garden beds,
Yeah.
and they're going to be beautiful once they start to bloom, and they're getting quite big. But is there a reason necessarily they're random? Is it also to help maybe get the deer away, or?
Nope, that is
and maybe it's just you got them and you planted them wherever.
Aha! Strawberry. The canna lilies were donated by Catherine Bride's daycare. She's a newer private daycare in town, and she had an abundance and said, hey, do you guys need more flowers? And so we really wanted, my dream for this space is a lot different for this space, and our purpose for this space is learning. You'll see some tiny tools in here. They can dig and see earthworms in the soil. Mm-hmm. This is a happy mistake zone. You see, it's not perfectly weeded. We want kids to be careful when they come here, but if your kid accidentally picks a green tomato, if they uproot a plant, that's what this is for.
That's right.
Right? This is about learning. Explain to them what happened, and to please not do that, but really don't stress about it. This is for learning. So we did deliberately make it kind of chaotic, because gardening can do that, and you don't need to have it in perfect cages. It can just kind of grow wild and have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a great, I think, something to instill into this younger generation that maybe gardening's kind of gotten lost a little bit in these few generations. And I kind of speak for myself a little bit. I did grow up on a farm, and my mom had a massive garden, and I left home when I was 20, and I have not planted a seed since. But I just was always amazed about what my mother could do with the produce and how long it could last us into the winter and through to the spring. And really has got me thinking again about how important it is to grow your own food.
Absolutely. We've had quite a few members come tell us, especially our new gardeners, and say things like, I didn't get to learn from my grandmother before she passed. And my mom never really liked gardening, or my dad never really liked gardening, but my grandmother really did, and I'd really like to get into it, but I don't know where to start. And that's been so incredibly rewarding, especially for people like my mom. My mom's a born teacher. She loves spending time with the new gardeners and nerding out about hilling potatoes and what kind of cucumbers are best for pickling versus slicing. Like, they really get into it.
And that is valuable. That is not just any information that you're just going to get from anybody or anywhere. So yeah, the connections.
There are like pounds.
They are. Lots of peas there. I've been noticing. Yeah.
Please come pick peas. And if you are here and you would like to give back, we're working on a donation bin. I'm pleased to report that we have set up a bank account and we're going to be accepting e-transfer very shortly.
Oh, excellent.
Everything is absolutely free. It's only if you would like to make a donation, we would gratefully accept it. But please don't feel pressured. Please feel free to come and take, like I said, as much as you need. But I am very excited that we're going to be set up to receive donations.
Wonderful.
This month. So watch our Facebook for that. That's coming out. And yeah, I think that's mainly what I had for you guys tonight. I just want people to feel really welcome in the space and come see what it's all about. It's such a beautiful, peaceful place, and I love spending time here. So,
well, you have done a wonderful job in spearheading all of this. I know you have lots of others that come and volunteer.
Yes.
And it's just absolutely remarkable. Just even to just come and look. And there's a few benches around. I can hear the creek in the background and the birds. It's just quite lovely, quite lovely. So thank you for all of the work that you've been doing. I know Facebook is a place that people can go onto the Souris Community Garden. Is that the name of the Facebook page?
Souris&Glenwood Community Garden.
Okay, perfect. And so people can watch for updates and things like that there. So yeah, excellent. Yeah, just really makes you happy down here, just seeing the peas and the abundance of vegetables and all kinds
and like Jackie says, there's a big team of people. I always joke that I'm just the loudest. I'm certainly not the only one working on this project. I have a ton of just an amazing team that prefers not to be in the spotlight. They are truly introvert gardeners, but I could not do this without them, not even a quarter or an eighth. They've been so fantastic in helping us water, helping us weed, helping us create those community connections. As always, I really want to thank Town Council for putting rocket boosters on this project by letting us use this land. They don't ask us to pay rent, or they haven't yet. They, that shed, they let us use everything in it from the previous tree nursery. So things like these stakes, things like there was peat moss in there, fertilizer, like all of that stuff really, really helps us move forward and really helps this project expand.
Yes, that's amazing. And, it's a use of a property that was nothing. Well, a tree nursery, pardon me, but was starting to maybe be a little bit run down and needed to be looked after a little bit.
It was ready for some new life. Yeah,
absolutely.
And we're so excited for that opportunity to provide that.
Wonderful.
It's really exploding, and there's going to be so much more produce. I'm watching those cucumbers come on, and I'm watching all the tomatoes, and there's going to be lots, and I'm really excited to get together with some folks and do some workshops on pickling, do some workshops on fermentation, and really just get going and get learning.
Awesome. Well, again, it's always a pleasure to interview you. You are a natural. I think you should be the interviewer.
4-H public speaking.
Again, thank you for taking the time to tour us around here. I know you were on the community garden tour as well, so people had an opportunity to come down at that time.
And that was wonderful. That was really magical to have people come down.
Awesome. Yeah. Do you know how many people maybe came during that time?
Amy had the book. I was chatting with people all day. I brought a hammock thinking that I was going to snack and maybe do some napping. And I was thrilled that we had pretty constant traffic.
Excellent. Well, that's so great to hear that whether they're locals or out of town or whomever, just coming to take a look and be proud of what you've done down here.
Yeah, and we got to sick some kids at the garden tour on these peas, and it was really cute and really special for me. One little girl asked me if gardening was actually magic, and she was like, "Is this actually magic?" And that was such a core memory for me. That was so cute.
Oh, that's amazing.
I told her that yes, of course.
Yeah, there might be a little magic involved.
Absolutely. Absolutely there is.
Excellent. Well, thank you again. Look at this harvest you've done in this short period of time. I can only imagine what's yet to come.
I could fill a bucket. I did today. I came and harvested some baby beets, and we had baby beets and parsley. We made a fresh pesto to go on some egg noodle pasta, and that's what we had for supper. We've got there's so much awesome food here right now.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you again, and I'm sure we'll be back.
Thank you.
This has been Spotlight on Souris. Hello, my name is Jackie Kirkup. Welcome to Spotlight on Souris. I'm at the home of Connie and Paul Crook. They live out in the country just south of Souris, and oh my goodness, it is amazing out here. We are going to show you their gardens. They were also just on the community garden tour, so they had their home and garden open up for people to come and take a look. So we're just starting right here at the garden. Connie has planted this beautiful dahlia, and she is amazing with her little garden. She's got some information about the certain flower and some special things that the flower can do for you. So dahlias are members of the daisy family. They date back to the Aztecs in Mexico. They called it cocochitli, used as a cure for epilepsy. And Connie just pointed out to me this beautiful yellow dahlia here at the back, here, and it is called a dinner plate dahlia. So just absolutely beautiful. So we're going to move on just to another section of the garden here. So just give us a few moments, and we have lots to see. A picture of it.
Goes in the shed every winter.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like pulling teeth to have Paul let him have a house there.
Lovely. I love to see how big this garden is. It's not just flowers, but I noticed a very large vegetable patch out back, and some beautiful artwork and lots of lovely places to sit and enjoy. Connie and Paul were just recently awarded the Best Farm Home Grounds for the Southwest District. So we have here their plaque that they won, and as well as their trophy. And my goodness, they certainly deserve this by the work and love, and oh, just amazing out here. So congratulations. So we're here just at another section of the garden here. Connie is an incredible artist, painter, does lovely, lovely work. She has painted here on the back of these two rocks here, the Matthew verses 9 to 12, Matthew 6 verses 9 to 15, pardon me. Our Father in heaven, may your holy name be honored. May your kingdom come. May your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today the food we need. Forgive us the wrongs we have done, as we forgive the wrongs that others have done to us. Do not bring us to hard testing, but keep us safe from all the evil one. If you forgive others the wrongs they have done to you, your Father in heaven will also forgive you. But if you don't forgive others, then your Father will not forgive the wrongs you have done. That is very lovely. So we've encountered some frogs out here, we've seen some crickets, we've got some cats that like to showcase themselves and get some attention. So we've got another section of the garden here, just a lovely spot, big shady tree, a beautiful wind chime. I think I might just sneak in this yard and come and read a book or two. So we have some more dahlias here. In Central and South America, the fleshy, sugar-filled tubers were used for food. Later, the sugar was used for diabetic treatment. And I think there's just a flower maybe coming here. So got some petunias here, a bleeding heart coming along. I see a begonia back there. Some hostas over here under the tree. I see a peacock bird bath, so that peacock theme is making its way out to the country. And lots of beautiful artwork here by Connie again. Just lovely. Just a bird's oasis. You can see some bird houses and you could just hear them chirping. Oh, really? Incredibly long time. Yep. Are these carnations?
Those are poppies.
Oh, okay. See, this is how I'm so.
Double blooming poppies.
Okay.
They drop their seeds, they're in here,
Oh,
and then
yes.
they just come up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So double blooming poppies. Beautiful. And some lilies, and I see some canna lilies there getting tall. I was wondering what that name was there for these beautiful, beautiful white flowers here called Angel's Trumpet. Just stunning.
Younger people who come out and just walk around.
See a spirea here. Just here. I thought these straw flowers, but okay, excellent. I got the approval from the actual gardener, so. Oh, okay. The purple are asters. Lovely.
White one is called a stalk.
Okay, yes, this is a stalk here, the white one, and it smells very good. Just all the scents are just beautiful.
Wants to add her, but we can always do
Come back to
What a beautiful variety here, Connie. And your artwork just adds so much. And it looks like you're going to have a plentiful harvest in that garden back there. So I see some marigolds here. I was going to ask Connie, do you lots of deer problem? No? Yeah, so dog will help keep those deer away. Some more lovely lilies here in the back, just beautiful. Love the colors. These are cosmos here coming up. They kind of are a little bit of a later bloom. So lots of colors still out here in this garden. We have a daylily here. We'll just talk about it. It's the botanical name for daylilies is Hermacoalis, which is derived from the Greek word for beauty. And my sincere apologies on my pronunciation. Lovely. The favorite of mine in the back of this particular garden are the hollyhocks. I remember my grandma always having hollyhocks at her home, and they grew up on all sides of her home, and it was just something to see. They're quite beautiful. So there's certainly a mix here of perennials and annuals, which I think is perennials is probably makes it a little still a lots of work, but definitely something that you're not having to replant year after year. So that might make the gardening just a little bit easier come each spring. Just beautiful. Oh, this is a nice sign painted by Connie. Enjoy the little things in life. How appropriate. Smells out here are beautiful. We've got some signage over here in this particular garden we can have a look at. Some beautiful lilies. We have some portulaca. People use to consume this vitamin-rich leaves to prevent scurvy. I remember when I first planted my first garden, I was so excited about this portulaca, and I knew it was going to be hardy and I wasn't going to be able to kill it. And then I was all excited and I told my dad, and he said, "Jackie, that's a weed. You're planting a weed." And we would laugh about that lots because he sure did not like that portulaca in growing wild in his field. Many people believe that by placing a flower on a child's bed kept evil spirits at bay as the youngster slept. And the medicinal properties, relieving teeth grinding and muscle spasms and soothing gunpowder burns. I knew it had lots of uses. I know Connie has grandchildren. I imagine they just have a fantastic time out here in Grandma and Grandpa's garden, and they've got lots of places to play and play structure and learning all kinds of things, I think, from Grandma and Grandpa out here on the farm. Sean, I'll just get you to just come back in here to the Black-Eyed Susan. I'm just going to just push this back just a little bit here. So the famed Swedish botanist Carl Linnaeus identified this North American native during the 18th century. He named it Rudbecca in honor of Olaf Rudbecca. These are beautiful. Just lovely. See an apple tree here. It's got some apples on it already. Some plums there. See an old cream can here. Looks like from Fred Crook. That is Paul's father. Nice to have those additions to the garden. That's a piece of history. Lots of recycled items here, from windows to see a very large castor bean here growing. I don't think I've ever seen one ever that large. It's amazing. Lots of petunias here in this particular one. Just beautiful, beautiful. And you are my everything. How appropriate. Amazing. We've got a neat feature in the middle of this garden here. It's like a tree, I guess, and it's got different hanging baskets on it. I see mandevilla, and I see some petunias, lots more hollyhocks, lots of lilies. There's a geranium. Just lovely. Some pansies. We have some roses here. Just, they smell amazing and they look beautiful. Healers believe that roses could cure all kinds of ailments. In World War II, scientists discovered rose hips contain more vitamin C than most fruits and veggies. Just amazing. And this is, what a nice touch this extra bit of information is about each of these different flowers in their garden. Definitely a labor of love out here.
So if I put mine on the path, will the pork, the pork is not
Oh, this lily here is just beautiful. This
animal.
kind of purple with the orange. It's just amazing. And a huge bloom here. Oh, I called it a tree. Totally don't know what it means. Sounded good. Oh, good part. It right in here. I didn't realize that.
Lots of people just plant them, but yours are so well around.
So we're in the center of this very large flower bed here. Just some more beautiful lilies. We got some allium here. Comes from the Latin word for onion. It's long been considered a good luck charm. We have some hollyhocks. And then this smaller plant down here, it's just maybe finishing flowering, but it's called phlox. And it is a Greek name for flame. And according to a custom, a gift of phlox was a proposal of love, as well as a wish for sweet dreams. And then we have this stunning lady here in this garden, and Connie just let me know that she made this, and it's just absolutely beautiful. And they also gave me a hard time. I called the tree a tree, and it is not a tree. It has been made from metal, and that's what they have these hanging baskets on. So they were laughing at me, and they certainly fooled me because I thought it was a tree. But just stunning. Lots of solar lights. I'm sure it's very peaceful out here in the evening as well. Oh my. Well, we just became aware of another part of this flower garden that is Connie's secret place. She likes to put something new into her garden each year. Her son-in-law and her husband Paul made this amazing tree house for the grandchildren. And then just beneath here is Connie's secret place, and I can see why it's a secret. What a beautiful spot. She's got a pond here, just lovely. A reclining bed where she could certainly fall asleep out here the odd time, maybe. And again, lots of beautiful artwork, lots of different plants again. Oh, just amazing. Just amazing.
Okay.
Well, if this is new this year, can't imagine what you might do next year. So we go all the way around. There is absolutely more here. Okay. Oh, wow.
Have you got lights in there? No.
I think these particular ones down here in this pot are bromelaid, am I correct? Yes. They're a neat one.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Lovely.
I think
And we have a gazebo over here we're going to come check out. There's not an unused space out here on this farm. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going in. Oh, could you just imagine sitting out here in this gazebo, and it has all this lovely Virginia creeper, and they've got some lights and some chairs, and just imagine out here you could just have a great conversation, and yeah, just a real serene setting. Just beautiful. And it sounds like this maybe, no, the gazebo's been here for a little while. Lovely.